see in the market is really what we want to share with other prospective customers and companies that need to think about how these technology trends are either enabling or demanding, right? So the customer expectation of real-time instant service can't be met with more bodies, has to be met with digital tools, right? You kind of hinted at that. So the ability to provide you as a Jeep owner, me also as a Jeep owner, with something that can not just give you, here's a video of how someone else did it, but some level of interactivity, right? A workflow that can see what you're doing, recognize the stage that you're at, and provide you with guidance that's contextual, right? Is such an essential piece. And now I know we're moving out of just AR into some of the AI empowered self-service flows, but this is the direction that we see the market heading. You can't have someone ready to help you fix your Jeep at 3 a.m. because you've got insomnia and have the same level of skills and be available in your language, in your time zone all around the world. And so some of this has to be codified knowledge that translates into these digital tools. The benefit, right? The reason companies want to do that beyond just improve customer experience, improve customer satisfaction, hits all the major metrics that we're seeing in service organizations. First time fix rate, lower cost to serve, sustainability goals, right? Every time you remote solve and don't roll a truck, you're taking carbon emissions out of the air. Are you seeing anything specific, Jeff, that's driving decisions from your Oracle customer base, or what you see as the next wave of priorities out of the market?
Yeah. So one, and it's actually it's a spin on what you just said. Everybody knows that they just can't keep on all these companies are going global. They're selling more products. They're selling more advanced products, particularly in high tech and manufacturing. And yet, just like you were saying, they can't keep on throwing more bodies to keep this stuff up and running. And also keep in mind that for a lot of our customers, they're all chasing the goal of servitization, where everything's as a service. We'll never own a printer. We'll just get something from maybe Hewlett Packard or something. We'll install it, and Hewlett Packard will send us a bill at the end of the month for how many pages we printed out, even though it's sitting on our desk. And that puts a huge stress on service organizations because asset downtime and various things like that. You're not making any money anymore. So that's a big one there. And so that I think we're seeing a lot of our customers are willing to invest more in tools that enable their workforce, either their in-house technicians or their field technicians. But the other thing you want to talk about was like, we can't just keep on throwing more people at us because that breaks the servitization model, the as a service model. But the people we do have are so much more fluid. They're leaving jobs or quitting, they're retiring, and there's not too many kids coming out of college who say, hey, I want to be a field technician. Now, I think that's a mistake because I think there's going to be a huge future of being field technician coming up here. I think that's when we had a pandemic and every single field worker was listed as essential, that tells you the importance of this role. But you have a lot of turnover in the workforce you do have. And so you're in this constant state of enablement and everything like that. And you're not being able to, people can't apprentice somebody for 2 years before they go out and start doing stuff on their own. So investing in these tools that enable your field on very technical jobs and everything like that, like you said, they get so far, they get stuck, it picks up right where they left off, takes them into the context of what they're doing and helps them move along, are becoming more vital and just as essential as the worker is.
Yeah. And so, sorry, go ahead.
No, and so I mean, those are some of the big trends we're seeing, but a lot of it, it's coming from both ends, David. It's like literally you have a monetization. Everything needs to be done as a service, and if something is out of service, I don't make money. So invest in service because that's the only way I get my money. The monetization drives this. We see it all over our customer base. And then we see not just needs for improved efficiency and various things like that. And of course, the sustainability, the industry 4.0, all worker safety, all those trends none of them went away. But also is like, yeah, and you guys want to monetize this stuff, but I have chaos in the field right now because people quit after 3 days and stuff. So how do I solve that with technology? Well, there is actually a really good way, and that's combining your enterprise systems with AR, and you're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback off that for maybe one last point, which is So I was working actually inside a field service organization, large national one, when the pandemic hit, and seeing that from the inside after years of providing technology to the industry was eye-opening, because all
Yeah.
of a sudden it's not just a technical challenge. You have the fears that someone has, and their family's homesick with COVID, so now they're not actually able to go out. They're in quarantine, and you have two different counties that they have to traverse, and one has different policies, and they can get from one to the other but not back, and you're dealing with these real world challenges. And so some of them can be solved with technology. And what we've seen, one great thing is, of course, the pair of hands that you have available to go on site when you have to aren't always the highest skill, and that's where AR technology can bring the knowledge of a highly skilled remote person into not just the hands of you as a consumer, but those field techs that are maybe not yet journeymen. They're maybe a little green, but they're willing to go out there. And so you bring and distribute your knowledge more effectively. You can take those same technologies, especially with the AI self-service, and create a progression, right? What we're seeing today in the most advanced companies is building a training solution that is an AI-powered self-service workflow that gives them the 7 to 8 times that you said they need to understand it. And then they're competent. They're not yet proficient, but they're competent. So now they can go do the work, and then that workflow can guide them doing the work. And eventually, when they're really proficient, you still want to certify it, right?
Yeah.
In the past, companies have done certification and validation, QA checks, spot checks here and there. You do more if somebody's not as good, you do fewer. But the ability for with that same device, that phone or tablet, to take a photo and have the AI engine verify the work was done properly, or provide that AR annotation that shows you where the error is, you now have this ability to create 100% quality control in your field work. And you think again about the benefit to the customer that gets the work done right, the service organization that doesn't have to roll a second truck, the service provider that may have been sending out a contractor to do the work, and they're sure that they can actually issue the paycheck because the work was done right. This is really like where technology is creating, in the servitization world, this incredible benefit for everybody in the entire value chain. So maybe as a last point, let's just talk about how this stuff fits together, because that's what we're seeing, and we know what you're seeing. How do you put the two together? Why is Oracle partnering with TechSee?
Well, it's like I said, Oracle's partnering with TechSee for, I'll give you 3 big reasons, right? Oracle is a leader in customer experience solutions. When I say customer experience, that's the marketing, the sales, the service, the field service, all of it. And you and I have talked many times. There is no barrier holding back augmented reality to becoming commonplace in the market, because everybody has multiple AR capable devices in their home already. And they're probably already using some form of it, whether it's a Snapchat filter or whether it's, they maybe some like fun little thing they downloaded for a toy or something like that creates these AR experiences. They're already being trained on how all this works and everything. So when the practical use cases get enabled, they will be enabled quickly. And this impacts our entire division here at Oracle, our entire CX division. That's one of the reasons we're working with TechSee. Another, though, reason we're working with TechSee is, you're providing this amazing AR experience, the visuals, all that stuff like that. And, a lot of people get really wrapped around about these buzz terms like the metaverse and stuff. And you can totally see metaverse concepts coming out, and like watch any TechSee demo, you'll see all these things. It's like, yeah, this is the start of the next Ready Player One kind of world. A lot of people don't think of Oracle first and foremost when they think about things like metaverse. But the truth is, the entire metaverse, that whole concept, is based on people sharing data with one another, standardization of these types of things. And whereas a company like TechSee might be the eyes and hands of the metaverse, Oracle's the circulatory system, making sure all that information goes back and forth. What we're really excited about is if you go into a TechSee type of experience and you're going this, Oracle holds so much data, operational data, customer data, product history data, all that stuff like that, overlaying that into TechSee so people can understand like, oh, here, I'm doing this type of work, and the last person who worked on this was David Troll. and I can go in and here's what he did, and here's the custom parts he put in and various things like that. All that data comes from Oracle, and then all the data TechSee collects, like, hey, 9 out of 10 technicians went to an augmented reality experience when encountering this type of problem, or this type of problem seems to come up a lot. Maybe we should fix that in the factory and various things like that. All that frontline collection of information on the edge, sharing that from TechSee into Oracle to elevate the whole enterprise. You're going to understand, like, when you look at it, like heart and lungs kind of thing going on between our two companies, this partnership makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. And it can be so seamless when you're using both applications. So as a goal for us is we want all of our Oracle customers, particularly in CX, to have a path to the TechSee products. And we want all the TechSee customers, when they're looking for, that back end that's going to light up everything, to have a path back to Oracle. And that's kind of how we want to build this out.
Yeah. We talk about with TechSee giving eyes to your agents, to your techs, right? Giving vision. I like being connected to the Heartbeat system, because you're right. Everything that you do with us, you being a company, ultimately connects back to your core systems. The data for your customers is there. The data on these assets in the field are there. Those are things that you need to take this visual component and append it to that. Otherwise, it's a standalone data set, and we know that really doesn't add a ton of value. So, Jeff, in wrapping, thanks so much. We're really excited to be partnering here. We see enormous potential, especially the ability to get such a fast start, right? CIOs today need instant return. They need in-year ROI to justify. We see a lot of our projects being sold internally on actual self-funding. And so the faster we can get up and running, the better. And with this kind of partnership, being able to natively plug in to Oracle systems just gives our mutual customers such a faster path to ROI. So very exciting. Looking forward to talking to you more and celebrating some successes.
Likewise. Thanks for talking to me, David.
Take care.